Hi everyone! Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If this is your first video of mine, hello! My name is Emmy. I am married and I am a mother of 2 children, so we are a family of 4, and I started this channel to hold our family a bit more accountable on how we spend and save our money. This channel was created mostly for me, just to see where all of our money is going, but the fact that there are so many of you following along with us on this journey, thank you so much. So please, if you like videos that include budgeting and cash stuffing, digital cash stuffing, check-ins, stickers, we got all kinds of content on this channel. Please hit the subscribe button and like this video so I know you want to see more content like this. Okay, so today is the pay period 1 closeout. So we are finished with week 2 of April, and we are finished with the first pay period. So I budget just because of, when our pay dates are. I budget from the 25th to the 25th of every month. So April begins for us on March 25th until April 24th. So for us, our first pay period was the 25th of March until the 7th of April. That was this whole chunk. So I created these little label stickers and I color coded them so I could keep track of what it is that we're spending our money on. And so that way the different colors coordinate with different spending categories. And that way I can visually see where our money is going. And I didn't really explain in my first check-in video, but I've included these little check boxes because we actually spend money on our American Express credit card, and that's solely because we get cashback rewards. And so at the beginning of the next day, I go through and I pay off all of the purchases that we made previously. And, it takes a couple of days for transactions to go through, but as soon as they do go through, that's when I do the check mark, so that way I know that that was paid for. Or if bills have come out, bills are what I've color coded in this teal color. I go ahead and check off if a bill came out of our checking account, so on and so forth. So you'll see that even though I have labels from the 25th until the 7th, there are some things that haven't they're still pending in our American Express credit card, so I haven't checked those off yet, and I won't until they have cleared being paid for. So I pay for them using our digital cash envelopes known as Qube Money, and I won't go into Qube Money too much in this video because I've made so many videos about it already. I'll leave them linked below if I can remember, where I talk a little bit about how we use our digital cash envelopes. So let's get into our Paycheck 1 or weekly check-in here. So what I did last week, let me zoom in. What I did last week is I went through the budgeted amount of our expenses, or I guess cash envelopes is what a lot of people call these categories. Food, my husband's allowance, my allowance, gas or transportation, the amount of sinking funds I expect us to use, and anything that is unbudgeted. And then whatever is left over, then that is what gets rolled into, or I'm sorry, not rolled into, that's what's left over for us to spend for this second week. So now we're going to actually check to see if we have anything left over at the end of this pay period. Because if we do have something left over, I have a special Qube envelope where I'm going to put all of our leftover money, so that way we can save. So our first category we have is food. So I budget $230 per week. That means for this whole pay period, we had $460 to work with. Now in week 1, from that $460, we spent $245.27. So we went over budget for this first week, which meant that we had to use some of what was in week 2's budget. So out of the $460, we only had $214.73 that we were allowed to use. So let's see how much we actually spent, and hopefully we did much better this week than we did last week. Okay, so what I have here, all of the food categories are in the bright yellow. So I'm just accounting for the 1st through the 7th, all of the yellow from the 1st through the 7th, because that's week 2 stuff. So we went out to eat to a cute little Mexican restaurant. Sorry, my calculator's off screen here. My husband got some breakfast for him and the kids. What else happened? We went and had dinner at Panera Bread. I got some groceries at Aldi. And we went out to eat for dinner again. So we spent, yep, that's everything, $145.55 on food. Hey, I think we're under budget. Neener, neener, boo, boo. That's so exciting. You have no idea, guys, because, you know, for the past forever, we go over budget, like, all the time. So, if I take that away from what is left over, we had $214.73 to spend, but we only spent $145.55, which means we were under budget by $69.18. That is so exciting. I'm going to highlight that in green because woo woo, we did that. We did that, guys. Okay. Now, if you saw my video from our first week's check-in, excuse me, my husband went over budget, like for real, for real. He gets $100 every week for him to spend on whatever he wants to spend, and I get $75 every week. So with his allowance in the first week, he went over budget, and he spent his next week's allowance. So I wasn't really sure how to write this down because he had nothing left over, and then he started out in the negative. But regardless, let's go ahead and check in to see how much he spent for week 2, because maybe some of the leftover will eat up his overage, if that makes sense. Okay, so all of his spending is in the light teal. The dark teal is bills, so light teal is what we're going for. He didn't spend anything on the 1st. He got some lunch on Saturday. He got some snacks and then picked up some lunch. Starbucks. He made a purchase at Walmart. Got something at a gas station. Breakfast. He got some lunch and went to pay for UPS. So he spent $85.67 this week, which is great. Like, if he had his $100 budget, he would have been within that limit. So $85.67, that's so much less than what he spent last week. That's great. That's so great. So let's see. How am I going to do this? I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to write negative numbers. So he spent $85.67 this week. And I'll have to do negative numbers. So 100 minus 233. So he was over budget by $133.45. Over budget by $133.40. Oh, wait. Yes. Right? No, because he would have gotten 100 for this week and 100 for this week. So that means he would have only gotten negative 33. See, I'm catching myself, guys, catching myself. Because he would have gotten 100, 100. So he started out with negative 33.40 in the hole. Spent this much more. Okay, I'm here. 33.45. Let's finish writing the number. And then he spent $85 more. So come on now. 85, 67. Okay, so he is in the hole $119.12, which is not good. So we're going to put that in red. But the good thing is, since we underspent in the food category, that can eat up some of that overage. So then we still have to find $49.94 somewhere in this budget. And hopefully we can find it. Let's keep going. So my allowance, I get $75 a week. Wait a second. Did I do this right, y'all? Oh, let's think. Think. Yes. I just need to get rid of that one. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Okay, so I get $75 a week. I'm throwing myself off here. Okay, so that means $150 for this whole pay period. From that $150, I spent $61.16 in the first week, which means I could have $88.84 left over for the second week. Let's see if that's actually what I spent, though. All of my spending is in the very light yellow. So first I went to Taco Bell. I don't know what it is. I hate Taco Bell. Like, I can be real. I absolutely hate Taco Bell. It's disgusting. But I have recently gotten some Taco Bell cravings. Like, it's nobody's business. And like the last time I had these sorts of cravings, I was pregnant with my daughter. But I did take a pregnancy test. It was negative. I am not pregnant. I don't know. I really wanted some Taco Bell. And like we were in this Mexican mood. Like I had Taco Bell for lunch, and then my husband's like, hey, you want to go to that new Mexican restaurant for dinner? I'm like, yeah. So I was just in the Mexican food mood, I guess. But anyways, so Taco Bell. Didn't spend anything here. Oh, look, Taco Bell again. No shame at all. And I went to can I please type in the numbers correctly? Okay, and I went to a coffee shop and I bought like a whole bunch of snacks while I was there because it was like a real indie coffee shop. I don't know. They had snacks that I've never seen before, so I had to get some snacks. So I spent $49.69. Guess who was under budget? Guess who was under budget? I'll give you a hint. It was me. Okay. $49.69, which means that I had $39.15 left over. Look at me, you guys. Just, oh my goodness. So cool. All right. Just for funsies, we had $119.12 that he was over. But if I get rid of that and I get rid of that, hey, we only have to find $10.79. You guys, we can do this. We can do this. It's not ideal. I don't want to use my leftover to get rid of this, but hey, at least I know where the money is going and where it's coming from. Why am I here? Oh, I got to keep track of gas now. Okay, so gas is all of the stuff in pink. Now, I knew that my husband would have to fill up, and I did not have to, and hooray, I was correct. Just one, it was $50.11. That was the only gas expense that we had. So 50.11, I had $73.58 left to spend. You guys, that means we were under budget by $23.47, which means we have enough to cover that overage. Yes, yes we do. Yes, we do. I'm so excited. You have no idea. Let's see if we, something fell. Oh well. Sinking funds. For the sinking funds, that's in the light green. We did spend a lot more in sinking funds than I thought. I actually didn't have to pay a copay for my doctor visit, which is great. But let's see. We had $134.55 in gifts. My husband spent money on gifts because April 20th is my birthday. So he bought me some birthday stuff. I don't know what it is. I just know that's what was on the card. Entertainment, we spent $16.65. What was that for? Oh, we went out for ice cream, and it was like just downtown with the family, and I just thought, I don't know, entertainment fun, that makes the most sense to me. We spent $41.14 on the kids. I had to buy some swimsuits for my kids because their old swimsuits are too small, and we're going on vacation this week to the beach, so they needed some new swimsuits. And then we rented a movie off of Vudu, so that came from entertainment. My husband got a haircut. That comes out of personal care. And that's it. So we spent $213.61 in sinking funds, which is so good. Like, sure, I only thought I was going to spend $20. But the fact that $213.61 came from a sinking fund, like I knew I had that somewhere. And it's being paid for. Like, it's just so good that my money has a purpose and I know where it went. I don't know. Makes me happy. Oh, I forgot to put that I didn't spend anything last time. Oh, I don't write how much is remaining because it's not really something I don't know, keeping track of, plus minus. I'm just trying to see how much we actually spend per week on different sinking funds. It's more a for me thing. All right, and unbudgeted. I don't think we had any unbudgeted expenses. Oh, I lied. Okay, so my husband made a purchase. He had to ship his trombone. If you guys have seen it, it's like one of my very first videos. My husband bought a trombone that, like, for really, really cheap, and realized that it was worth like $2,000 or something like that. So in order to ship a trombone to where his potential buyer needed it to go, you have to put like all this insurance on it. It has to be in a special package, and it's a big package to fit a trombone. So it was just a lot to ship it. But then we're taking the reimbursement of shipping out of what he pays for the trombone. Yeah. So anyway, this will be reimbursed, but right now it was unbudgeted. So $185 for shipping. And then my husband bought something for his school. So that's another unbudgeted expense. Goodness. But it will be reimbursed later. So that's good. $192.33 unbudgeted for, but we are going to get reimbursed for it. So I'm not too worried about it. So we weren't expecting that expense, but we're getting paid back for it. All right. So with all those expenses done, let's move on and close out this paycheck, okay? Let's close it out. So this is my Paycheck 1 sheet. I make these stickers myself, but I'm actually opening up an Etsy shop. So it's not quite ready yet, but it will be. And as soon as it's ready, I'll let you know. But anyway, so here in my Paycheck 1 spreadsheet, or my worksheet here, all of my income is pretty much the same as what I predicted it to be. We did not receive our federal tax refund yet, which is so sad. I'm hoping it's coming. Like, I filed for taxes like the end of February, and so I don't know. And I got my state tax refund, but I didn't get the federal yet. And I keep checking the IRS website. It says, you know, they have a little tool for where you can check where your refund status is. And it's still just kind of, we're still processing it. We understand it's taking longer than normal, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, we didn't get it yet. We used more sinking funds than I thought, but that's okay. That's what sinking funds are for you to use. We did get some other income this pay period. My husband got a reimbursement check for things that he spent in the month of March. So technically that should have been in March, but that's okay. We got reimbursed for it. It's fine. So our total income for paycheck one, $5,142.28. So bills were about $60 less than what I thought, which is really good. Debt payments, we paid for our house, we paid our Wells Fargo credit card, all of that is the same. So let's get into the expenses. This is the weekly check-in that we just did. So I'm going to basically copy and paste what I wrote in the check-in. So $460 this pay period. We actually spent, how am I going to do this? I guess I'll say 245 plus 145. That would make the most sense, right? Yeah, because that's what we actually spent. Yeah, so we spent $390.82. So we're under budget there. My husband went over $319.12. But you know what? He did so much better on week 2 than he did week 1. So I'm proud of him. It's hard to break habits. It is. Like, when you're so used to just buying whatever it is you see on Amazon, or when you're so used to getting a coffee every day, it's hard to break those habits, y'all. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. My allowance was $150. I spent $61.16 and $49.69. 110.85. Gas, we spent $166.42 and $50.11. So we spent, we're being under in like all these categories, y'all. Sinking funds, we spent okay. Then unbudgeted, we just spent $192.33. And that's going to be reimbursed. Did I say 33? Come on now. Yeah, 33. Okay, so if I add up all of these expenses, let's do that real quick. Hang on, guys. I'm pausing for a moment because if this is how much sinking funds we spent, it should match this number. Okay, well that means I did all that wrong. I don't know where I got that number from, but that means this is incorrect. That means this is incorrect. That means this is incorrect. See, y'all, I told you I needed some erasable pens. Where y'all at? Like, tell me the best erasable pen that isn't this friction one, because it stinks. I don't like it. Give me another suggestion. Okay. Let's fix it. So we have $652.05. 650. That's how much we spent in sinking funds. Okay, which means our actual income $5,102.40. Okay, minus all that bills, $4,191.94. Minus all the debt is $3,193.40. Fix this too. Tired of whiting everything out. All right. 3,193.40. Okay. Now, let's add up all these expenses. So expenses are $1,881.70. If I take that from what's left over, that is $1,311.70. Wait, is that right? Don't make me white this out again. Yeah. Okay. So if that's what's left over, and I already put all of that stuff in sinking funds. The only thing, because we didn't get our federal tax refund, I wasn't able to put the $7,000 in travel, so I just left that at $0. So I did already this paycheck put $970 in sinking funds. So we are left with $341.70 rolled over to Paycheck 2. Can you guys see that? I hope you could see that. Otherwise, we just talking to ourselves over here. Okay. So let me fix all this mess. 5,102.40. Under budget and bills. Debts were the same. Expenses were a little bit more. And sinking funds were definitely a lot less because we were sans travel envelope. So if I take my total income, subtract the bills, debts, expenses, savings, I should be left with this leftover amount. So let's just double check and make sure that's right. Yep, $341.70. Okay. So that's everything left over for Paycheck 1. Now we can roll that over to Paycheck 2. How exciting. All right, guys, that is everything for my Paycheck 1 close out week 2 check-in, whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much for sticking with me this long. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.